I'm overthinking this so much. My head is hurting. I'm about ready to throw this camera. Hey, girl, hey, and welcome back to another episode of The Pink Mic. I am your girl, Hope Shantae, and I am taking you on my journey on life after 40. Today, I wanted to just chat with you briefly about my hometown and where I came from. I am from Portland, Oregon, on the West Coast, near California, which is maybe like a 2-hour flight from California. I am one of 5 kids, raised by a single mother who I don't know how she did it because I'm the mother of a daughter, one child. And I felt like that was a hell of a journey, raising another human. Raising another human, so I could not imagine raising 5. But here we are. So, focusing on my hometown and also kind of like going over like my decision to leave and the emotional move, like how I worked through my emotions of leaving. So I was born and raised. All of my firsts were in Oregon. All of my lifelong friends, of course, were from there. And all of my major decisions was based on what I saw around me, which is a big deal. But so Oregon, very green, a beautiful state if you are very much an outdoorsy kind of person. You like hiking, waterfalls, snowboarding, trails, camping, horseback riding, all of those kinds of things. That is the place for you. I wasn't necessarily that person, but I became that person later in life. But at the time, I didn't do a lot because I really wasn't my zhuzh. So here I am in a town where I am a minority as well as the minority. Like, can you imagine that? Like, I'm a minority, a woman, which is a minority, an African American who is a minority, and my race, African American race, was the minority in the state. And so I'm a minority on several levels. I learned very quickly how to adapt to being in a majority white space, especially at work, out and about. I think I was very conscious of the way I showed up because I was a Black woman, and I was always wanting to make sure that I wasn't, I don't know, maybe not leaning into the stereotypes of what I believed they thought of Black women. So that definitely played a part in the way I showed up. As I go on this journey, I'll start learning more just how it affected me and how good or bad it was and the damage that may need to be undone at some point. I remember feeling very, I don't know, just not fulfilled. I can't really even ever say that I fully felt fulfilled, like this is the greatest place to live, the greatest place to be. I don't think I ever felt that. But because I always wanted to be positive, I always changed how I looked at my life. And so I would be like, wow, I'm miserable. I'm unhappy. But then I thought maybe it was just a feeling, or I thought maybe it was me being ungrateful. And so I would be like, but this is good. I'm happy. I got a home. I got a car. I got friends. I got family. I got this. I got that. And so I would always kind of like reset my mind to kind of like enjoy what I thought I had. And so I remember in like 2019-ish, I remember specifically, I was working for a school district, and I remember, oh my gosh, I received tickets to the Blazer games, which is so easy to come by. So I remember receiving tickets to a Blazer game, and I remember that day going home to change and picking up my daughter from school, and we went to the game. And I just remember there being such a heavy level of like angst and unhappiness, and I just had no feeling of fulfillment. And I was like, what is this on me? It just felt like a brick. Anyways, I remember going to the game, and I'm like, when I get to the game, maybe it'll bring my spirits up and I'll feel better. Once again, turning it back on me as if I'm the reason that I'm feeling this way, because life is good and there's no reason why I should feel this way. So taking it back on me to take control of the emotions and getting in front of it, or so I thought. So I go to the game, me and my baby, and we are sitting next to like 4 or 5 black guys. And I just remember like they were like really having a good time amongst their group. It was just me and my daughter, and she was really into the game. So I kind of was just like, just there. But I remember like them having so much fun, and I was like, oh my God, they are hilarious and really enjoying their company. And I was like, wow, that felt really good. I don't know what that was. But I remember the next morning waking up early to get ready for work, and I journal in the mornings, right? And I was like, journaling, didn't really know where to start. And I was like, yesterday we went to the Blazer game, and then it just was like, there was some level of happiness and lightness that I felt at that game. That was really a good game. And I kind of sat in that moment, and I was like, I've been to a ton of games. So it wasn't the game. And what was it? So I'm still like journaling and just kind of like just flowing through my emotions. And as I continue to write, which is why journals are so important, as I continue to write, I realized that I felt at home in the presence of people who looked and acted just like me. And in that moment, I didn't need to put on talk a certain way or put on a certain kind of mask or show up any kind of way. I was able to fully feel like myself and be seen and without having to explain myself. And in that moment, I was like, that's what the hell that's what it was. I felt like I was finally in a space where I was the majority. And it was just one row, but it just felt so good. So in that moment, that really kicked off me in the very slightest bit seeing a glimmer of something that I wanted more of and more often. Fast forward a few months, I really was struggling in my job. I was like, I am freaking miserable here, and I'm so miserable that I think I'm about to take a lower paying job just to get out of here, because this is really terrible. Again, being the minority, it really is stressful having to always show up a certain kind of way so that you're quote unquote accepted, when in reality, either they really deal with you or they not. But go figure. And so I remember I'm literally writing my 2-week notice. I swear to you. I'm like, today I'm cleaning off my laptop. I'm any of my personal pictures, Any of my projects that I want to take to my next job, everything, I'm sending it to my personal email. Cleaning out my drawers, everything. Because I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm dying. Emotionally, mentally, socially, all of the things. And I swear to you, I'm like, let me run a quick errand on my lunch. And next thing I know, I come back from lunch, still about to turn in my 2-week notice. And all of a sudden, like a mass email goes out that everyone is being sent home for some random reason. And everyone needs to take their laptops home and we can work from home. And that was the beginning of COVID. And I was like, what the heck? When I tell you, like, I literally was leaving that day and I wasn't coming back. So the same day they sent us home, I was like, out of my mind. I just couldn't, I had no idea, because that was something I never experienced. None of us, right? And so I'm like, God is so good. This is perfect. It gave me a little bit more time to figure out what my next step is. And so we'll see. Maybe they'll give us, it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So give me a little bit more downtime. Long story short, we were at home almost well over a year or so. But during that time, I was like jogging in the morning, going jogging, getting that fresh air, and that was making a world of difference on my disposition. And then coming home, showering, fresh coffee on my desk, in control of my environment, playing soft music in the background while I'm working. I'm happy. My baby is upstairs on her laptop. I just feel so good. And I'm like, I can never lose this feeling again. And so that is really the real kickoff to where I decide that I need to figure out what my next looks like. And in this stage, leaving Oregon was nowhere on my list. Nowhere on my list. But I just remember knowing that I can't go back to what that was. I felt like a shell of a woman, and I was like, I can never go back to that feeling again. I won't make it out. I just won't. And so fast forward, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am. And I'm here. And so I'm super excited about what next is like. But you guys, I just, even recalling those moments, it has been a hell of a journey. And I want to end this video at this moment because I have so many things to dive into, and I don't want to go too far off on a tangent because I can. But in this very moment, I just want to take away with you that don't settle for just enough. Don't let people get in your ear and make you downplay your life. In the sense of, just be grateful that you have a job. Just be grateful that you have a roof over your head. Just be grateful that you're healthy and all of those things. While that it is important, that is not the pinnacle of life. Baby, that's bare basics. That's bare basics. And it took me a while to learn that. And so that's why I'm here. Let me take you on this journey of taking a chance on your life to go after more. I'm still in the early stages of it, but nonetheless, I made the decision to start the journey, and we are here. And so I'm excited to keep going, but I will be back soon with more content. I will really be walking you guys through step by step. And so I'm gonna stop here, but I will be walking you step by step of how I got here. And I'm really hoping that this brings you a level of happiness and feeling like you are now seen and like you're not the only one in the world going through this, and that you can do whatever you feel your heart is desiring. Like, you can do it. I'm your girl, Hope Shantae, and I will be back again with more and more and more and more and more. And I'll see you soon, okay?